Hello. I'm somebody and I would like to go over a couple of the things in the United States Counterterrorism Strategy PDF that was released by the White House for 2026, which I believe was on May 6th. Going back, referencing page 5, paragraph I want to say 3. I won't fill in context for you now. You can go and read this if you want. I just want to draw some attention to some things. But the terrorist threat has changed. We face new categories and combinations of violent actors that make the established ways of doing counterterrorism insufficient or obsolete. We face a multiplicity of deadly threats from terror groups and non-state actors, often secretly supported by governments who wish to undermine us. I would like to point out the third bullet, or point, or whatever the heck to call that. Apologies. Maybe it is called a bullet point. Violent left-wing extremists, including anarchists and anti-fascists. If you do not know what an anarchist or a fascist is, or fascism, I would like you to pause and I would like you to go and research that real quick. Okay, welcome back. That third bullet is listed under currently we face 3 major types of terror groups, implying that anarchists and anti-fascists are terror groups. Terrorists? Again, reference the definition, reference the meaning of anarchists and anti-fascists. I would like to reference page 7 of the United States Counterterrorism Strategy from the White House. Page 7, paragraph I want to say 2. In addition to cartels and Islamist terrorist groups, our national CT activities will also prioritize the rapid identification and neuralization of violent secular political groups whose ideology is anti-American, radically pro-transgender, and anarchist. We will use all the tools constitutionally available to us to map them at home, identify their membership, map their ties to international organizations like Antifa, and use law enforcement tools to cripple them operationally before they can maim or kill the innocent. We will do the same with the state sponsors of such groups and those governments undertaking lethal plots on U.S. soil or against Americans anywhere. I'm not someone smart on any means, but I would like to draw some attention to some of these things. Just some things that stuck out to me. Prioritize the rapid identification and neutralization. What do they mean by neutralization? Whose ideology is anti-American, radically pro-transgender, and anarchist. I would like you to stop and go and refer to the meaning of anarchist, please. What exactly is their definition of anti-American? We know what their definition of anti-American is. Radically pro-transgender? I would like to remind you that this is the PDF for the United States Counterterrorism Strategy. Page 7, paragraph 2. We will use all the tools constitutionally available to us. They don't care about the Constitution. To map them at home. Map them at home. Identify their membership. Map their ties to international organizations like Antifa. I would like to say I stopped and paused and had to Google what Antifa meant, as I did not know what that meant. And honestly, I assumed it was something violent, as it, they're making it sound like it is something bad, violent, and to be scared of. I stopped to Google Antifa, just a very quick, brief research. And maybe I am wrong. Antifa seems to just be short for anti-fascists. And while it is not a direct organization or anything like that, it is more a movement or a collection of actions. It is people fighting against far-right extremists, racism, fascism, obviously. Antifa, it seems, mostly acts under nonviolent methods, speeches, protests, things such. Stopping to think about the fact that Antifa just seems to be short for anti-fascists and is made to seem like some bad, violent thing to be scared of, or at least vague here. That seems to be the implication in this paragraph. Map their ties to international organizations like Antifa, just to be anti-fascist and to act on that. And while some act violently or in ways they don't, it seems that is the minimum of people. Map their ties to international organizations like Antifa and use law enforcement tools to cripple them operationally before they can maim or kill the innocent. I'm not a genius, but unless I am missing something, Antifa does not seem like a group of individuals who would maim or kill the innocent, so I would like to question and use law enforcement tools to cripple them operationally. Are you sure that you do not just want to silence them and stop them? The fact that apparently you see people who are against fascism as terrorists, and by you I am referring to the government. I shouldn't be so direct, this video will get. We will do the same with the state sponsors of such groups and those governments undertaking lethal plots on U.S. soil or against Americans anywhere. I would like to state that I am not a genius and I don't exactly know what some of this means. But since I brought some attention to some things, defined some things, I would like to read this one more time. In addition to cartels and Islamist terrorist groups, our national CT, which I now assume means counterterrorism, page 7, paragraph 2. In addition to cartels and Islamist terrorist groups, our national CT activities will also prioritize the rapid identification and neutralization of violent secular political groups whose ideology is anti-American, radically pro-transgender, and anarchist. We will use all the tools constitutionally available to us to map them at home, identify their membership, map their ties to international organizations like Antifa, and use law enforcement tools to cripple them operationally before they can maim or kill the innocent. We will do the same with the state sponsors of such groups and those governments undertaking lethal plots on U.S. soil or against Americans anywhere. They will make lists of transgender people, people who support them, people who are against the government, people who are anti-racist, anti-fascist, people who are against. They will map them. They will monitor them. They will not care about your privacy, and I'm sure they will tap into your devices if they have not already. They will look into all of your social media feeds. We might think, oh no, that's silly, that's stupid, and we're being paranoid conspiracy theorists. Well, map them at home, identify their membership, map their ties to international organizations like Antifa. Mind you, Antifa is not an official organization. It is more a batch of movements and a batch of people with the same mindsets and actions, mostly non-violent. However, obviously, nothing is ever 100% goods happening. And use law enforcement tools to cripple them operationally. Anti-fascists, radically pro-transgender anarchists, people who are anti-American and anti-fascists. They will use law enforcement tools to cripple them operationally. Well, I want to ask what they mean operationally. I'm not wanting to get emotional. I'm not exactly smart enough to have this conversation, at least not right now. So I would just like you guys to stop and think on this. I'm someone. Fuck the government, right? Fuck America. If terrorists are radically pro-transgender anarchists and anti-fascism, then I'm a terrorist times 3. Fuck you.